Look, if you're tuning into this explainer, there's a really high chance you're walking around with this heavy, invisible weight on your shoulders right now. You know the feeling, right? That visceral, absolutely exhausting sensation of modern overwhelm, having way too many things on your mind and just never quite feeling like you're truly on top of your tasks. Whether you're a student trying to balance final exams or a professional juggling a dozen different corporate projects, it's exhausting. But today, we're gonna fix that. It's a serious question. Why do you always feel behind? Think about it for a second. Have you ever jolted awake in a cold sweat at 3 a.m., panicking about a forgotten email to your boss? Or maybe you're driving home, completely drained, and it suddenly hits you. No way, I totally forgot to buy cat food. This kind of ambient angst just pervades our society. It's this constant, nagging tension whispering that there's probably something you should be doing right now that you're not. I mean, just look at the daily chaos, endless to-do lists, hundreds of unread emails, projects with zero clear boundaries, constant digital pings, forgotten errands. Our minds are literally bursting at the seams with what cognitive psychologists call open loops. These are unfinished commitments that just continuously drain your mental energy. You see, in the modern knowledge economy, your work isn't self-evident anymore. You aren't just plowing a field until it's done. You're actually defining what the work even is while you're in the middle of doing it. And that brings us to a total life-changing paradigm shift. I'm talking about Getting Things Done by David Allen. Now, this isn't just another one of those generic time management hacks that tells you to, work harder or wake up at 4 a.m. Not at all. It is a comprehensive, holistic methodology. Think of it as a mentor's gift, a complete system to actually get your life under control. The core thesis of this entire system is simple, but honestly, it's profound. Your brain is for having ideas, not holding them. I really want you to think about that. If you are stressed out, it is not a personal failure. Let me repeat that. It's a system failure. You're just misusing your mind. Cognitive science actually tells us that your brain is brilliant at pattern recognition, but it is absolutely terrible at recall. So when you try to use your mind as a storage locker, it fails. Think of the short-term memory part of your brain, kind of like computer RAM. Imagine our professional from earlier trying to hold on to their assistant's birthday, the car tires that need rotating, and a major client presentation all at the exact same time. Their mental RAM is bursting at the seams. And what happens? They crash. They become constantly distracted and their performance tanks. The alternative to this? A trusted external system where everything is organized, giving you completely clear focus. So, let's dive into the 5-step process for getting control of your life. To build that trusted system, we rely on 5 distinct steps: capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage. Now, the absolute crucial point here is that you cannot do all of these successfully at the exact same time. The main reason most people fail at getting organized is they try to make a list, prioritize it, and do the tasks all at once. We really need to separate these stages if we want to function at an optimal level. Step 1 is capture. You need to gather absolutely everything that has your attention into a trusted physical or digital bucket. We call this a mind sweep. Every lingering thought, every stray receipt, every random idea for a project, just get it out of your head and into an in tray. Because until you've captured everything that has your attention, your brain is going to refuse to relax, simply because it fundamentally doesn't trust you to remember it all. Okay, so once you've captured everything, you're left with this massive pile of stuff. So what's next? We process it through the GTD workflow. You don't just leave items sitting in the tray. You pick up each item one by one and filter it through a very specific decision tree to figure out exactly what it means to you. Let's break down exactly how that works. Step 2 is clarify. You look at an item from your in tray and you ask, what is it? Is it actionable? If no, you either trash it, incubate it for later, or file it away as reference material. But if yes, you ask the single most critical question in this entire methodology. What is the next action? And this must be the very next physical, visible action required to move the situation forward. Not get a car tune-up. No, it's call the mechanic to schedule an appointment. Not do the Q3 report. It's email Sarah for the sales data. You have to break it down to its most basic physical step. Step 3 is organize. Now that you've clarified what the action actually is, you put it in the right bucket. The secret sauce here is this concept of hard edges. Your calendar is only for things that must happen on a specific day or time. No wishful thinking allowed. Your next actions list is for things you'll do as soon as you have the time. If it takes multiple steps to complete, well, then it goes on your projects list. Everything has to go exactly where it belongs so your brain can fully trust the system. Step 4 is reflect. Look, a system is only as good as it is current. You have to step back regularly to review the whole picture. And the magic here happens during the weekly review. This is where you get clear, get current, and get creative. You literally empty your head, update all your lists, and ensure your system is completely trusted. If you don't reflect, your system will instantly fall apart and you'll be right back in Overwhelm City. And finally, step 5 is engage. This is the payoff, folks, because you have meticulously captured, clarified, organized, and reflected on your work. You can now simply execute. You can sit down, glance at your next actions list or your calendar, and make the absolute best choice about what to do in this exact moment. And you do it with total confidence and zero anxiety, because you know exactly what you're not doing right now. Moving on to the catalyst, gaining immediate momentum. If you are completely swamped right this very second and you need immediate relief, there's a super practical tool you can use today. Just remember this single number, 2. This little digit represents a rule that is capable of instantly reducing your daily backlog before it ever even has a chance to settle in and cause you stress. It's called the 2-minute rule. When you're clarifying your in tray and you figure out what the next action is, ask yourself, will this take less than 2 minutes? If yes, just do it right then and there. Seriously, do not put it on a list, do not defer it. Replying to a quick email, filing a document, watering a plant, knocking out these straightforward under 2-minute tasks right away prevents these tiny open loops from clogging up your workflow. It's incredibly freeing. Which leads us to the ultimate destination, achieving a mind like water. As we start to really trust our external system, all that frantic, anxious energy dissipates and we arrive at our destination, mind like water. It's actually a martial arts metaphor. Imagine throwing a pebble into a totally still pond. How does the water respond? Totally appropriately to the force and mass of the input. It doesn't overreact and it doesn't underreact. It just ripples, and then it immediately returns to calm. When you have a clear mental space, you can respond to life's surprises, whether it's a massive new project dropped on your desk or just getting a flat tire, with perfect, unbothered readiness. You must use your mind to get things off your mind. Getting things done isn't about becoming some kind of hyper-efficient robot who just ruthlessly cranks out tasks all day. Not at all. It's about building an external system that handles the heavy lifting of remembering and organizing so that your creative intelligence is finally freed up to flourish, to dream, and to actually be fully present in the moment. Which leaves us with one final question for you today. Are you ready to do a mind sweep right now? Seriously, grab a blank piece of paper right now. Start writing down every single thing that's pulling at your attention, whether it's big or small. Just get it out of your head. Experience that immediate relief for yourself. Externalize your overwhelm today and start building your own trusted system. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.